Hello friends, welcome to Input Output YouTube channel. Today we will discuss about a new problem which is a trailing zeros problem. So this problem was asked in Nagarro coding test and this is a very important and tricky type questions. So you just have to watch this full video and you will understand the whole concept, how to solve these trailing zero problems. And we'll solve this problem using C++ language in the easy way. So the problem is you will be given an integer number and you have to find the factorial of that number and then calculate the trailing zeros of that number. And trailing zero means the last zero. So if you are given a number, suppose 5 is given to you as input and the factorial of 5 is 120 and the trailing zero is 1. So here the trailing zero, that is last zero, is 1, that is 1 0, so the output will be 1. And in the 10 factorial, the 10 factorial is this number and the trailing zero is 2. That is, there are two trailing zeros, so the output will be 2. So if you are given suppose 100 and you have to find the factorial of 100 and the trailing zeros, and the trailing zeros of 100 factorial and the trailing zeros of 100 factorial is 24. Okay, the input will be given as like this. Input is 100 and output will be okay, and the output will be 24. So friends, you know, finding or calculating the factorial of a small number is very easy, but finding the factorial of a large number, suppose 100 factorial, it's quite difficult because you have to you can't use integer or long int because the size of the 100 factorial is very big. So here we don't have to calculate the factorial. We will just apply another tricks or another methods to calculate only the trailing zeros. We will not calculate the factorial of any number, but still we will calculate the trailing zeros of that number. Okay, so you know, first we will just write the basic format of the C++ language. So has include and CLUD has include with standard C++ dotH using namespace standard. Okay, and then into main, and then insert the main function. We'll declaring a variable, suppose n equals to, so suppose n equals to 5, and we'll output and we'll here write a function for calculating these trailing zeros, and the name of the function is suppose trailing zero ZERO. Okay, trailing zero, and we'll pass the value of n. Then before this main function we'll write this trailing zero function, and which return type is integer, because we'll return integer type value from here, and in trailing zero, and this is int n. Okay, so we'll declare and initialize a count variable, count, count 0. Initially the count value is 0. So here is the trick. We'll write a for loop for int I equals to 5 in by I greater or equals to. So n by I greater equals to 1 and I equals to I into count plus equals to n by I, and that's the code. So here the for loops do the everything what we need for calculating the trailing zeros. So if we take an example that will be easy to understand. Suppose our input was n equals to 5. So here n equals to 5 and I equals to 5. I starts from the 5 and n by I greater equals to 1. We'll check n by I. N value is 5 and I value is 5. So 5 by 5 1 and 1 greater equals to 1, and that's true, and the count value will be count plus, that means 0 plus n by I. So 0 plus n by I, our n by I value was 1, that is count value will be 1. So next we'll increase the I value by I into 5. So I value was initially was 5 and I into 5, that is 5 into 5, that is 25. So we'll check the condition. If n by I greater equals to 1, then we'll enter to this loop. So our n value was 5 and I value is now 25. So here the I value not greater equals to 1. So we'll just terminate the loop, for loop, and here we'll just return the count value. Okay, so that's the code, and here we just return the count value, and we just show an example for the 5 for n equals to 5, and you can do it for n equals to 10, n equals to 100, and you will get the expected output. That's the trick point, that you have to just remember this for loop, how it works. So we'll just run this code and see what will be our output, if it gives the correct output or not. So our code is compiling. Let's see. Yeah, 1 output is 1, and that's correct. 5 factorial is 120 and our trailing 0 is 1, that is last 0 is 1, so our output is 1. So let's check by 100 if it's giving the correct output or not. So let's see what happened. Okay, it's 24 and our code is absolutely correct. So well, that's a very tricky type questions, and you have to just remember this for loop, and if you practice 1 or 2 times, then you don't just have to remember this for loop, I think. Friends, if you like this video, then give it a big thumbs up, and if you still not subscribed to our channel, then please subscribe it now, because it will be helpful for you and your career growth. Thank you for watching this video. See you again.